Good morning out there in Facebook and Instagram world. It is Wednesday morning, bright and early on Wednesday morning. So my topic today is simply ask me questions. And the way I say that is they can be anything. They can be personal, they can be business, they can be social media, they can be leadership. I really believe that we gain the most from discussions with others when we have relevant questions that people want to talk about. And this isn't just because I am the font of knowledge by any stretch, but I love the back and forth of talking with folks and hashing out kind of our ideas. I don't know about you, but have you ever found that someone asking you a question really helped you to codify in your own mind what you thought about something? Maybe some of you are great bakers and someone has asked you, man, how do you make that? I would love the recipe. And maybe you just do it because you can. You just know how to do it, right? Have you ever noticed that? If they ask you about it, you will actually do better because you will then probably stop and think, man, how do I make that? Whatever it is people make. I don't know because I don't cook. How do I make that wonderful dessert? And it's going to make you codify and articulate your process to yourself better if you have a question than if you just continue on in life. Years ago, my mom used to always make you do need to visit Josh, my friend from, I would say Australia, but actually from Tasmania, says he likes the accent, and I think, what accent, man? What you talking about? Come on down and see us. But I used to watch my mom make Thanksgiving dinner from scratch every year, and I thought, what are we going to do when she can't be here or just doesn't want to make it anymore, right? I'm going to have to do this. So the process, and what made that change is I had a daughter. So the process that made me do that was I said, okay, Mom, you're going to cook the Thanksgiving meal and I'm going to measure it. Because to her, it was just a pile of celery, a chunk of onions, a handful of this. And I was like, no. I said, you do your thing. I'm just going to walk behind you and measure. So really, it was kind of that don't create, just document, right? So we weren't creating something that she wasn't going to do at all. She was already going to do this. I followed her with a measuring cup and I said, and if it comes out good, then we'll say, that's it, we got it just right. If not, we may get to the point where you go, oh, I wish I put too much onion. I'll go back and adjust the recipe. So I documented that meal in writing, and every year we tweak a little here and there. But now that same daughter is 21, so that's been 21 years ago that I've been the one cooking it and tweaking those recipes in writing. So I think the process of asking questions is hugely important. Good morning, Miss Tammy. Good to see you on here as well. So I love when people ask questions. You know, I mentioned yesterday I was going to go to the Fredericksburg Independent School District and do a little talk for some of their key leadership. And it was wonderful. I really enjoyed it. They asked some great questions. One of the questions they asked for at the end was, what is your biggest challenge in business? I thought, wow, that's a big one. But I went back to some of the things I've heard from Gary V over the years, which is, you know, the biggest challenge I think is you're a firefighter. I don't care if you're an entrepreneur. I don't care if you are head of the school district or if you're head of the cafeteria department, whatever. If you're head of something, your primary job, honestly, is you're a firefighter. Can anyone out there relate? If you run a real estate team, you're a firefighter. Gary Bill often say, by the time I finish this one interview, I will check my phone and there will be 7 new crises, okay? There will be clients who are mad at us. There will be employees who are mad at one another. There are going to be a lot of, that's just what it is. We put fires out all day. So why is that such a challenge? The challenge makes it very difficult for us to focus on what moves the needle in our business or our organization. A large black coffee, please. That's it. Thank you. So think about it. We all know that we would be more efficient if we would really work on time blocking. So this is my challenge to myself today, is to go into the office. I'm going to spend some time today time blocking and thinking, what should my ideal week look like? What should it be? And then I'm going to see how diligent can I be to follow my time block schedule. Because you've all heard that if you aren't careful, as the CEO, the team leader, whatever you are, whoever you lead, even if it's on your small squad, you can quickly become the king or queen of got a minute. Because everyone all day is, hey, you got a minute? And there you go. And we all want to be givers, right? And we all want to stop and help whoever we're working with. So those got a minutes, thank you, turn out often into being our entire day. So we don't get to do those big serious chunks of things. Friend of mine, Lisa Shinati in Boston area, I thought was brilliant. She says she has her schedule up and visible on her door, and that makes it, hello, thank you. And she said so her team can walk up and see right there in front of them that yes, she will have a minute between 3 and 5. That's going to be time when she's doing some random tasks, but her door is open and she is fine to be interrupted during that time. I really respect that because I too fall victim to got a minute, and sometimes I also enforce got a minutes on other people, right? So it's a two-way street. It's not that my time is so sacrosanct, it's that all of our time is, and I think we don't use it in the best way we could by just being intentional. Heather says, what is your morning routine to be so put together and motivated so early? This is actually funny because I only got like 3 or 4 questions yesterday at the meeting, and that was one of them. It was kind of, what's your morning routine? I said, you know what? I wish it were better. I wish I had something better to tell you. But I said, I am kind of a student. I love to learn, so I love to listen to podcasts. And first thing in the morning, I want to get up and start listening to, whether it's Gary, whether it's Social Media Marketing World. I've got several podcasts I listen to. Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, Face to Face podcast is fantastic. Tom Ferry, obviously. So whoever I'm going to listen to that morning, I can't wait. And I really don't want to take time to take a shower and get ready and put on my makeup. I don't want to. But I have to, of course. So that's how I bribe myself to do it, is in the shower. I have my phone going on podcast mode. The whole time I'm getting ready, I'm in podcast mode, so I'm learning. I need to add a workout regimen to this, right? I've had that in the past. At the moment, I don't. So that's one of my goals today, is to get it together and sit down and go, okay, let's seriously think about what can, even just for 1 week. That's probably what I should do, right? We should all probably make a goal to plan out. Oh, there's Frankie's little head popping up. How cute is that? I said I really should make it the goal, even just to plan. I think we're all tempted to think, what if I put this down as my schedule and it turns out not to be, I can't do it, and I don't want to fail, right? So what I need to do is plan out 1 week and give it a try, and then go back and go, you know what? I thought I could get up at that time, but turns out I need to get up a little earlier to accomplish this, or I need to go to bed a little bit earlier. I mean, my coach showed me his calendar, and he literally has in there when he's going to get up, when he's going to work out, when he's going to take a shower, when he's going to go to bed. I mean, you got to really be able to respect somebody that does that. Yeah, over on Instagram, we've got Gary V is great if you can handle his strong language. Trust me. Have you guys ever heard me use a curse word? No, and you never will. I like to say I'm a little Gary V, but rated G, because the only reason I can listen to him is, man, I have to build up a tolerance to the bad words, because to me it's nails on a chalkboard. But the content resonated so strongly with me that I had to just sit there and get through it. But that's another reason I like to put out some of the ideas, because I think he and I think a lot alike, but you don't have to wade through all the F-bombs every 4th word, because I don't like that. That is not how I roll. So, yeah, I am wanting to do a better job on my morning routine, my afternoon routine, my evening routine, because we all just get caught up in, how many of you have read 4 Disciplines of Execution, right? Best book on the planet, I guess, I'd have to say, other than the Bible. 4 Ds of execution are fabulous, and they talk about we all get sucked up in the whirlwind. We all get in the whirlwind, and we spend our day chasing our tails and putting out fires, being that firefighter. So the only way that we have a shot at beating the whirlwind is to plan our day. And I am preaching to this choir right here today, because that's my goal. And I'm going to come back tomorrow and I'm going to tell y'all if I got it together or if I let the gotta minutes take over my day, because a lot of times I do. But that's the goal. We're going to get something in writing today on paper. I'm going to be able to show you guys, and then it's not going to be a failure if I don't make it. If I don't make it this week, I'm going to say, you know what? I thought this was going to be a great schedule, but now it's time to tweak. So I think we've got to lose the all or nothing mentality that we get, right? It's either I did everything on the schedule perfectly, so therefore I won, or I'm afraid to put it in writing because if I don't accomplish it, I lost, right? Well, let's face it. Ooh, this is good. This is coming to me as we talk here. The truth is, not putting it on paper is where we've already lost. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. So let's change. Let's back up the discussion and not make it, did you accomplish everything on your calendar perfectly? Let's make it, hey, how many of you have the nerve to get it on your calendar to begin with? Okay, because that's going to be the win for this week. Let's look at execution and improving our execution next week. But first, let's try to get something on the calendar, right? That's what we're going to do first. And I'll be back tomorrow to let you know if I made it. Wish me luck. See y'all then.